Oh, American Ninja, kinda like all the other ninjas. There's just one difference. He's American, so he's an American Ninja. American Ninja was supposed to go to jail, but the judge said no. You're gonna go to the army, cause you're a ninja, and you're an American, and you're gonna go fight other ninjas in the Dark Order, or the other Black Order, that's what it was. And you're an American Ninja, American Ninja. Remember a few years ago when people said pirates first ninjas? Well, if you pick pirate, you're a freaking tool. You're a boon because ninjas are bad. It's so clear. Jack Sparrow gets his ass kicked by Bruce Lee, or the American Ninja. American Ninja. He can kill pirates. He's the American Ninja. American Ninja. American Ninja. American Ninja. American Ninja. Hey, how we doing, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, October 9th, in the year of our Lord 2021. And it's your old Uncleboi here. Just chilling. And, I had a pretty solid week. I had my worst performing episode last week. Not as many clicks on that one. I think maybe because it was all about baseball, I guess. Or baseball was like the main theme because I got that playoff fever, baby. I'm that diehard Red Sox fan Uncleboi, just like a lot of the other Unclebois out there that love the Sox, you know. Or the Yanks if they're your team, or the Mets if they're your team, or the freaking Brewers if they're your team. Go Brew Crew out there in the National League doing the damn thing with the good pitching this year. Yeah, I tend to root for the middle of the country teams if my team goes out. So if like the Chicago Cubs are doing well, or the Cleveland Indians that are now going to be the Cleveland Guardians, which, some people are kind of like, about, and I'm like, whatever about. Listen, as far as like the sports teams' logos and stuff like that, if, it shouldn't be some big to do. Nobody's going to lose sleep over a logo being changed, That's just my take on it. You might have a different one, whatever. Leave it in the comments if you want to, start a little argument on the YouTube channel, or a little, not an argument, or a discussion, a debate, a spirited thing, why you think the logo should not be changed. I personally feel like it should be. I was at the time that there was a time when I was like, no, I didn't really see the harm, I guess, but then it was brought to my attention that it was, it was a kind of an ugly depiction of even be it all cartoonish, but it was an ugly depiction of indigenous person, and it was like, you know what? Yeah, change the logo to something else. And I think the cool thing about them changing the name to the Guardians is it's actually something kind of tied to the city. Like the logo that they're going to use is like from a bridge in Cleveland, which I think is kind of cool. Anything that's sort of like tied to the city itself, that you call it that, or the geography itself, you call it that. It's like I can be down with it. That's just me. Anyway, like I said, it was my worst performing episode last week, and you folks who all listen every week, number one, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. I'm getting into the triple digits. I have tens of fans. Hey, let me know what you'd like me to talk about. A few of you have, quite frankly, not too many of you have, though. Which makes me think that maybe I don't need to fix anything. Maybe it's not broken. Naturally I see like middle of the week, I was like, oh man, this one's not doing so well. And then I look a couple days later and the numbers are starting to jump. So it was like, maybe it was one of those weekends where, you know, there was a lot good television going on. There was good movies to go out and see. It was beautiful days outside, so you could go out, and it was like very kind of warm for the fall, but the nights were nice and crisp, so people were probably, actually having a life and living, and didn't have time for my little stupid YouTube podcast show thing, whatever this is. I don't know to call it a podcast because I'm just uploading it to YouTube. Maybe I can call it a podcast. I don't know. I don't know what the whole parameters are on what I call stuff. I'm just a Gen X dude trying to live, man. Just an Uncle Boy out here trying to live, and that's what it is. So if you know anything you want me to talk about, please drop it in. One thing I am definitely talking about this week is Ddpyoga. Now, a lot of you folks who know me know that, Uncle Boy's a big guy. I've been clocking in well over the $3 bill mark for, I would say, a good 6-7 years now. I always teetered over that before it in my 20s. Always teetered right around it in the 285 to 300 mark, and now I'm well over that. Being a big guy, I've had many weight loss wins and losses. I think it was like 2006. I got a Bowflex. My dad and I purchased a Bowflex, which we then gave to a friend when I moved. But anyway, I used the shit out of that thing for about a year, and I was taking these supplements that were like basically helping me lose weight, or really kind of they weren't doing me a solid because I think I was abusing them. Anyhow, I lost a ton of weight. I lost like 60 pounds, and I got skinny for about a year or two there, and got very full of myself and very kind of like high and money. Was kind of a dick for a while, but it made me, because for the first time in a long while, I started being noticed by the opposite sex. And, not that, I probably wasn't before, but I think or maybe so much, my testosterone was so high that maybe I was noticing that I was being noticed by the opposite sex more, or maybe I was noticing them more. And that's probably more of what it was. And, just that inflated ego you get when you start looking better and feeling better, and then a couple of years later, I found all the weight that I had lost from that because I didn't really lose it the right way. And a few years after that, I think it was like 2013, I started doing Ddpyoga for the first time. And I did it for about 5 months and just crushed it. I dropped some weight. I wasn't using a scale because I was like, to hell with the scale, but I was like damn near fitting into jeans 2 or 3 sizes smaller than the ones that I had before. And my flexibility was through the roof. It was awesome. And for those of you that don't know what Ddpyoga is, it's a workout system started by a former pro wrestler, Diamond Dallas Page, one of my favorites when I was a kid, and as a grown adult, because he did it for a while. He was a great pro wrestler, very entertaining dude, funny, awesome, ass kicker dude, and he created a system of yoga or working out where he uses some yoga positions, but he also mixes in his own kind of low-impact cardio resistance training that he calls dynamic resistance, which is like you're kind of like flexing but by standing still. It sounds weird, but it makes sense when you're doing it, and it feels really good. You can feel your muscles start to charge up, and you can feel your you just feel good, especially for you folks who have bad hips, knees, legs, arms, whatever it might be that might be your issue. He has stuff that can help you, and you can modify the workouts where if you have bad shoulders, you can, make it like a little easier on your shoulder somehow, or like take the weight off of one shoulder that hurts, or your knee that hurts, or something. He encourages you to modify. He's not giving me any money for this, mind you. I will have no problem promoting the shit out of Ddpyoga because it has worked for me in the past. So that was the time I did it in 2013. I fell off then. I forget why I fell off then. I just kind of went into a dark place, and which is kind of something that I do sometimes, and I stopped working out a lot, and then when I moved back in with my folks after losing an apartment, well, I didn't lose it. My landlord sold the house. After losing an apartment, or basically being thrown out of an apartment because the house was being sold, I moved in with my folks for a little while. And one of the things that I did while I was there was I just threw myself into doing Ddpyoga again. And for 6 months, I just killed it with that. It was what I turned it into, like, kind of like part of my lifestyle. And I had dropped something like 40-ish pounds. I felt so strong, so good, so flexible. Everything was like improving with me. Physically, mentally, I was a mess. That's another thing. But I mean, that was mostly just my own sort of. I was dealing with a lot then. My band had broken up. I had lost that apartment in Arlington, which I loved. I had gotten bumped out of a job that I started to like a little bit. I then broke my wrist while doing said Ddpyoga, and like it really limited me. And then when I moved into Salem, moved up here, I completely fell off it. And for a few years, I really hadn't done it much, or really set a proper routine where I would be like good for a couple weeks. I'd chart everything, and then it would just fall off. I had my 2 strongest workouts this week doing Ddpyoga in probably like 5 years, probably since back when I was killing it with my folks. I felt so good doing it. My knees weren't hurting, or like very superficially hurting. Everything felt amazing, and I'll tell you, man, it's just awesome. I can't talk well enough about this workout. It works for me, may not for you. I've recommended to other folks. I've had people say it, it's good. It's like, but I can't motivate myself to do it. It's like, well, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You have to want it, It's the same with how I quit drinking, man. I had to want to quit. It's a very slippery slope. I know, we all want what's best for us, right? And we all want it to be easy. The unfortunate part of that is nothing's easy. Absolutely not. It's not easy to lose weight. It's not easy to quit drinking. It's not easy to just maintain your health. It really isn't. These are things that you have to be conscious of, and thinking there's some magic pill that you can take, or just oh yeah, I'll just do this, or I'll just do that. No, it has to be kind of constantly in the back of your mind at all times, and you have to kind of be a soldier and fight through it. And that's important. Nothing's ever going to come easy for you, man. I mean, regardless of what your goals are, whatever they are, whether it's, you want to lose weight, you just want to feel better, you want to look better, whatever it is, you got to put the work in, if you're not going to get a whole lot back. And trust you me, I am living proof of that. I've done the bare minimum a lot, and I got the bare minimum back or less. So it is what it is, man. So by being able to go full tilt, balls out, last week, not literally balls out, but you know what I mean, like being able to put the pedal to the metal, if you will. Man, it's really improved my mood. I think it's really made me just help. It's helped me be kinder to myself, which is something that I have tried to profess. We should all be to ourselves. We should all be kind to ourselves. So I love me some DDP. I love me some Ddpyoga. If any of you folks are into it, hit hit up your old Uncle Boy. Let's talk shop. Or if you want to get into it, hit up your old Uncle Boy. I'll send you the link. It's relatively cheap. It's definitely to what I know. I think I use the app, and it's just about the same as a gym membership. I like going to a gym. I'm fine with it, but COVID's got me a little spooked. That I would prefer working out at my house. That's just me. Some folks can't self-motivate to work out the house. I can. When I'm killing it, I can. When I'm in the right mindset, I can. Otherwise, I let the boogeymen in my head win. And, your anxiety and your depression are lying to you. Always remember that. Yeah, man, not too much really to report. I had this freaking weird guy. I had some weird interactions at work. There was a guy who was definitely not supposed to be at my job and my work at a private place where you need an ID to get into the building. And he must have slipped in through a back door, or people are always keeping one door open sometimes if they go outside to eat, and they leave it open either just to get air or just to keep it open because that door locks from the outside, as it should in a private place. Anyway, so this guy is standing there, and he's got a Pembroke. I'm like fixing one of my machines, doing my job to start my morning. It's like 11:30, and this weird guy sort of standing there. I'd sort of knew him, seen him before, but man, he gave me the real weird, chilly vibe. He had like a Pembroke basketball sweatshirt on. I was like, yeah, Pembroke. You from Pembroke? He nodded. He says, yeah. But even the way he nodded was set off a little red flag. And I was like, I got some friends from the South Shore. And then I look at him, and he's just all of a sudden his face starts twitching. I'm like, okay, red flag too. I was like, and he goes to walk in the back and not swipe in like the students are supposed to. So I says, pardon me, sir, did you swipe in? He goes, I'm here to meet a friend. Just a one-time thing, man. A one-time thing, man. One-time thing, man. He triple take. He did 3 times. When he did it, he kind of moved his head while he did it. I was like, all right, there's another red flag. This guy's a little, he's a little odd. And then he went and got something and he was gone. But I seem to always find the weird people at work. I have had weird people, weird occurrences at the workplace. I remember I had a stalker who would come in when I was at D'Angelo's when I was a kid. She would come in and she would only let me make her sub. She was definitely a little odd. I think she was on some kind of drugs or something. She was definitely a little weird. She used to start fights with the other people there, and she would say I had to make her sandwich. Always. And then she would act up and run around, and she tried following me one time when I was leaving, and I walked up a wrong street home because I was scared shit. I was 18 or 19 at the time, and I hadn't dealt with that many just completely foobar crazy people yet. And that homegirl scared the shit out of me. So, I seem to be a little bit of a... And there's always weird interactions with people, generally. That's just how it is. It's just life. But I definitely have... there was one lady also at another job I worked at when I was a barista at a place in the Science Center. There was a lady who used to come in and always ask if we had matches. And it's like, no, we don't have matches. We don't sell cigarettes. Why would we have matches? Do you have a lighter then? I'm like, no, I don't have a lighter. Oh, this woman used to take half cigarettes, half smoking, or the snipes, the butts, and put them in her pocket outside. She was a creepy little old lady who wore those big old sunglasses there that that cover your whole face. She was a tiny thing.
She had a voice like this. Yeah, she kind of sounded like Stu Hart. Yeah.
No. So that was whatever. Hope she's doing well wherever she is. Hope all the people are doing well. Hope my stalker at D'Angelo is okay, and I really hope the weird guy from the other day. I mean, hey, he didn't bother anybody. He was only there for half a minute, and I think he just took some food and screwed. He literally got the hell out because I think, he realized he was made. But yeah, man, weird folks, weird times. Yeah. So, hey, it's autumn. It's fall, baby. My favorite. I love this season so much. It's one of the best parts living in New England is we get the seasons, right? Norman Rockwell he couldn't have been like a Southern artist, man. It's all New England, baby. It's all America. That's his Americana. It's all right here. I love it. The leaves are going to start falling a lot more. It's going to start getting a little brisk, hoodie weather. I love this, man. Next few months are going to be fun. Except if you live in Salem, Massachusetts, and you're trying to get around and just like live your life on the weekends up here. And the touristas are just... I took a walk last Saturday, downtown, just to putz around. It was so nice out. I walked like by the shoreline, over by my house, down like past the point, and where people say the point in Salem is like so dangerous, yada yada, and I'm like, I don't get that. Excuse me. Maybe it is like late at night or something, but I've even been down there at night and I haven't really seen it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a 300-pound dude who, I kind of make a stink eye at folks that I don't know. Sometimes without even noticing. I have one of those faces that like I make like a strained look when really in my head I'm like just thinking about like my laundry list of things that I have to do that day, or making a shopping list in my head, or I could be like just thinking about a bill I have to pay or something. Like I make like these faces, I roll my eyes about things that like don't need rolling my eyes about. It's gotten me in so much trouble throughout the years. I remember there was a student at work who wanted to take a picture with me and asked if she could take a picture because she was graduating, and I think I made a face. And it wasn't because she asked to take a picture. It was because like what I was just thinking about was annoying me. And I only half heard her when she asked. She had a really low voice. And I was like still processing like what she had said. And also in my head too, I used to hate taking a picture of my like work uniform. It used to really bother me. I've kind of gotten over that in the last 10 years. But I remember feeling so bad because she was like, no, never mind. She thought it was because like I didn't like her or something like that. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make a face like that. She's like, it's okay, whatever. And we never did take that picture. And that's always like been one of those things that like wake you up in the middle of the night, like some little instance from years ago that you were less than your best self, and you feel really guilty about. That's one of those things that I've lost a little bit of sleep over the years. So I forget the girl's name. I remember she was from Braintree. There's probably like a 1 in a billion chance she's going to be listening to this. But if she ever is, I'd love to take the photo with her sometime. She was a sweet little kid. She was very, very soft-spoken. I believe she was a runner. I forget her name. But I'm horrible with names. I got my own name tattooed on me twice, in case I forget it. Your Uncleboi's terrible with names, kids. Just remember that. I fuck up my own family's names sometimes, just because it's who I am as a person, I guess. So that's a thing. That's a thing. There's something that annoys me right there. How that turned into lexicon. Is that a thing? People asking, like, when I was a barista, it was kind of, so this was probably like 2014, 2013, when I really started noticing people saying it a lot. Like somebody would come up and, iced coffee, do you have iced coffee? Is that a thing? I'm like, well, it's not a person or a place, so yeah, it's a thing. It was just something that annoyed me. I shouldn't have let it annoy me, because if you think about it, it's a pretty stupid thing to be annoyed with. So I will say one thing: the zoo of tourists too downtown. A total weird pivot from what I was just talking about. I know, But I have seen some pretty amazing costumes. And it made me think of some of my favorite Halloween costumes that I was throughout the years. I was Matt Foley, motivational speaker one year. I was Chris Farley, who I love. Me and my friend Bernie were the Blues Brothers one year. I loved that. I was Thor one year, which I'm a huge Marvel Comics guy. Love that. Of course, I had like this Captain America hoodie. And I've got a shield, so I was, sort of a faux Captain America one year. I've been a bunch of, I was Dustin from Stranger Things, just grew my hair out with because I got curly hair like he does, and I just got the hat, and I was like an adult Dustin, just because I identified with him on that show, the show Stranger Things on Netflix, which is a pretty fun show, a little sci-fi horror dealy. So I've had some pretty funny costumes throughout the years. I haven't been doing it in the last few years for no other reason other than laziness. I've been invited to Halloween parties. I've got friends up here who constantly invite me to one. I always say maybe. I'm kind of hermit-like these days, and that's just how I'm happy to be that way. It's just how I operate. It is certainly no affront to people. I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories, especially because everyone has a story. Remember that, folks. I've said it, and I'm sure I've said it in other episodes, but everybody has a story to tell you. And whether or not you like them, they like you, whatever, whether or not you guys can even understand each other, but they've got a story to tell you, and they've got experiences that are unique to them. And I love hearing everybody's story, as it were. I love people. It's not like I just like my house. I like being home. I like watching my television. I like listening to my music. I like looking at my LJN action figure collection of wrestling guys. I love my wrestling guys. I do. So I like watching my stories. I like my wrestling guys. I like I like my air fryer. I like making steaks and chicken in my air fryer. I like being home, so it's not like, so I've been invited to a few Halloween parties, and not only have I not, really thought of something to be, but I just, I never go. I probably should. Even if I'm just make some dumb costume up or just wear a stupid hat, just show up with my Thor helmet on that I used to wear on stage for Spectre Hawk. That would be awesome. So yeah, that's Spectre Hawk. Speaking of, this is something I haven't really mentioned too much, is, I was in a band from 2011 or so till 2016, 17 or so, and we were called Spectre Hawk, and it was me and 4 friends, and we started making this kind of, garagey punk rock with, sort of sci-fi and silly-themed songs, certainly nothing serious, nothing political. That wasn't never going to be the intent. I never wanted to be in a political band. Nothing against political bands. I don't mind them. But my view of rock and roll was it always should be fun and silly, and that's just for me personally, not for anybody else's. You send me a political band's jams I will listen all day. Don't you get me wrong, but it just isn't who. It's just not how I blow my hair back. That's all. It's just not how I do things. I certainly would never tell anybody not to do that. Fuck that. Hell no. Write what's in you, man. Write what's in your heart. But fortunately or unfortunately for me, politicizing shit with music just never really worked for me. That's just a personal thing. Has nothing against, and I have feelings, sure, let me tell you, I do. I could go off on how, bullshit I think our system is and our government is and all that and blah, 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 blah. But, and there's bands who do it so well. There's people I know who do it so well. But I'm just not one of them. And Spectre Hawk were a fun band. If you guys want to ever hear my music, it's up on Bandcamp, and I believe somebody put some of it on YouTube. And our claim to fame was we were a song on Rock Band 4. a video game, which is pretty cool. There it is, Top of the World Mar. I made it. Before that, I probably got, like, some of you folks might have known me from doing stand-up comic for a little bit, but I only did it for a little while. I think I had maybe like 20 to 30 gigs under my belt. They weren't good ones. I wasn't a good stand-up comic by any stretch. I saw some of the people who were really good at it, and holy shit. Like, my friend Ken Reed is amazing. I'm actually going to be on, keep your ears peeled, but I might be doing something with Mr. Reed soon. More details to come. I won't spoil anything. I probably shouldn't anyway, because it's not completely in the bag yet, or I should say, like, we're still, working on the details, as it were. Mr. Ken Reed was a guy who I watched him do his thing and was like, shit, I could do that. But then I realized, man, how good he was at it, and how better he kept getting. It really wasn't for me. I think I honestly just wanted to do it to show people I could front a band, which I did. So some of y'all might have known me for that. Some of y'all might have known me as Rosalita Man. And if you don't know, now you know. If you guys want to laugh, you type in Rosalita Man to YouTube, and you'll see in April 2009, I grabbed tickets to Bruce. I was going to take my girlfriend at the time. She couldn't make it. My brother was really who I kind of wanted to take anyway, but he was working. He got out of work a little early to come meet me at North Station. Laurie's boss, bless you, Laurie, for letting Brian out a little early so he could come meet me in North Station. And I still drank at the time. We met at Sully's Tap. We did a little pre-gaming. Brian had asked me if, oh man, I hope he plays this song. He ran down a list of about 4 or 5 songs that he wanted to hear Bruce play. And I said, Brian, I don't know, man. I've seen him at that point, I think it was like 2009. I think I had seen him at least 4, maybe 5 times. And he never played any of the songs Brian had just mentioned. And I was like, I don't know, man. He's never played those when I saw him, but we'll see. He played every fucking song my brother wanted to hear. And I basically was taking him because it was his birthday coming up. So I was just feeling so good, and I had a couple of pops in me, but we were definitely not drunk. That's one thing. He'll even attest to that. We had some beers, but we weren't drunk because the beer at the Garden was so expensive that, we'd have to, and so watered down anyway. Also, without giving my prowess of being able to put them back. Anybody who has had a beer in a previous life with your old Uncleboi knows that I used to slug them back, son. And I could get sloppy, that's for sure, but I could put it away. Anyway, so at the end of a Bruce show, the lights always go on. And people start honky dancing. Usually it's a bunch of people just dancing, having a great time. Just dance like nobody's looking. And I love it. I've never been on the floor. I've never been that close at a Bruce show. I was always up in the cheap seats, the nosebleeds, the balconies. And the last time I was there was at Foxborough. I was way up, and we were way up, and it was me, my friend Marissa, my friend Brittany, and my friend Mark. And there was this guy running up and down the field, and, well, it was like they had the field they had like a floor over the field, if you will. And he was running up and down, basically choreographing moves to whatever song was on. And we were loving this guy the whole time. And I told Brittany and Mark that if I ever get down on the floor for a Bruce show, I'm going to do that. So I started to just genuflect and have a great time, just running around, dancing, acting a fool, acting goofy, just spinning and clapping and running and pumping my fists and just genuflecting, if you will, just loving what I was hearing, especially because Rosalita is one of my favorite songs, and I think it was during that song I probably lost it the most. That and Born to Run, and I was like, you know what? Nobody was moving, man. I think it was, so one of the reasons I got these tickets relatively cheap, it seemed like it was a little more than half a house sold. Like, it didn't seem like it was a total sellout. There was a lot of room on the floor. This was right after the housing crisis, so I think people weren't spending as much money at the time. People were being a little more tight with the wallet, which can be understood during a financial downturn if they just lost their shirt on their stocks or whatever. Anyhow, I scored these tickets for a great price. Me and my brother had a blast, and I started running around the floor. As we were leaving the arena that night, my brother and I were walking out, and we kept having people, "Hey, it's the dancing guy! The dancing guy! You were great, pal!" Because I was also trying to get the crowd pumped behind me, and people were definitely I made a little bit of a spectacle of myself. All in fun, of course. I enjoyed the hell out of it. There's at one point you could see my brother trying to... Anyway, I was being filmed. I didn't realize I was, but there was a woman up in the Logue section, I believe, filming me. And she unfortunately, she didn't have the live feed of what she was filming because it probably sounded grainy or tinny. So she dubbed over... she took a recorded the recorded version of Rosalita in her video and put me up there as Rose. She called the video Rosalita Man, and it's just 2 minutes of me running around. Some of the running around I was doing, I'm pretty sure, was during Born to Run, and some of it was during Rosalita. And she doesn't have it synced up, but there's parts of it where you see me punching the floor and doing that. It's to the part where in Rosalita when your mama's sad, your daddy's mad, and your papa says he knows that I don't have any money. Your daddy says he knows that I don't have any money. That was the part I lost it to right there. And if it was synced up with it, you can see how I was on time with the thing. It doesn't show that during the it looks weird during said video. But anyways, yeah, man, she was filming me the whole time, put it up there on YouTube. I found out 2 weeks later after the show, me and my brother, we were going to a bar in Union Square. I believe it was the Precinct. And we were walking down, and my friend John Blount from an awesome band called Watts. All right, here's a good plug for you guys. Check out the band Watts. They're a great rock band from Boston. My buddy John Blow is a guitar player. And super talented dude, super fun dude, great photographer too. I love he's a great Facebook follow for me because he takes great photos of usually birds when he's out walking around. But so he's well worth the Facebook follow for me for his photography. But the guy is also a bona fide rock and roll stud with amazing hair. The man is follically gifted, let me tell you. Musically gifted, follically gifted, good photographer. This son of a bitch doesn't... Did you do anything bad, Mr. John Blow? Damn, man. Anyway, so we're walking into Precinct, and he was outside because he was in the bar. Might have been outside grabbing a bud or just outside chilling. And he's like, "Hey, dude," he goes, "You got to go home tonight. And when you do, type Rosalita Man into YouTube." And my face kind of went white. I was like, "John, is it what I think it is?" He's like, "Yeah, dude." He goes, "But it's good." He's like, it's super funny. It's super uplifting. Trust me. He's like, just, you like it. I was like, okay. So I proceed to go into said bar, and me and my brother, like, get hammered. I come home. The next morning I wake up. I didn't watch it that night. I watched it that morning. I was like, all right, let me see what John was talking about. I typed in Rosalita Man, and I was mortified. I was like embarrassed as hell at first, and I wasn't gonna share Rosalita Man with y'all. I wasn't gonna let it go viral like it did. But about a half hour later, I was like, fuck it. Put it out there. It'll at least make my friends laugh. Which is really what I was like, all I thought was going to happen was I thought like my immediate friends, people I hang out with, people that have known me my whole life, blah, 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 would make fun of me for it. Which is fine. I'm like, all right, you guys, here you go. I deserve this. This is penance for all the times I messed with y'all or I was a ball breaker or whatever. I got a different response. It was like people loved it. People were like happy. It made them feel good. It was like made them joyous or something. I was like, really? I'm just a big goofy animal having fun, but it had like this cool like little I didn't foresee that. And it had like over like 5,000 clicks last time I saw, which I guess was semi-viral or whatever. Probably not. But the funny part was the woman who uploaded it, she basically has like tennis tutorials as like the rest of her videos that have like, it's good. She's got some clicks. I'd like to meet her someday just to say hi and thank you for uploading it and giving everybody hours of entertainment on my to my both shame and I guess it was shame for a little while, but no, it's certainly not anymore. I'm slightly proud of it. If anything, I should probably get Rosalita Man tattooed on me somewhere. Yeah. I'd like to meet her someday just to say, hey, thanks for uploading that. Thanks for, helping, solidify the legend that is Tommy Somerville, the Uncleboi. No. Please. Legend. Ugh. Anyway, yeah. So, you want to laugh? Type Rosalita Man into YouTube if you haven't already. And, yeah. So there's a story of, Rosalita Man and Spectre Hawk. Check them out. Check out shit that I do. I hope you guys have been liking the Uncleboi Show, man. This is just, your old Uncleboi doing his thing. I've been having a blast doing this, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I'm just, whether I'm sitting on my porch or in my apartment, just sitting here ranting into my phone and then, like, making my little photo dumps over it and I'm just having a blast doing it, dudes. It's helping me out. It's actually been therapeutic in a weird way because I haven't really had, I guess, an outlet of creativity. And this in some weird way is. It also is helping me like sort of manifest a dream of being a radio host, even though I'm not like really, this is sort of internet radio or whatever the hell. I don't fucking know. Everything's so upside down, but hey, I wanted to be like the next Howard Stern when I was in high school. And this, I suppose, in a small way is doing it. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to be either David Lee Roth or Bruce Springsteen, And when I was in Spectre Hawk, that was a small way of doing it, on some small level. If I entertain, tens of people, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It's been fun. It's been a blast. I truly enjoy it. And look at this, man. I'm clocking in at that 45-minute mark, so that means I'm going to hit y'all with some shout-outs. Some shout-outs this week. I'm going to shout out my boy, Andrew the Panda Galante, and his wife, Kelly Galante, on their anniversary. Say happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. So Andrew is the guy who coined the term Happy Saturday. Some of you folks who follow me on my socials have noticed I do a Happy Saturday video every Saturday. That all started from Andrew. He was working at the Paradise, and he posted just like, look, guys, it's nice outside, and I'm DJing tonight. Come on through. Happy Saturday. And the way he said it, it was so funny and so overly joyous, and he spelled it just the way I do it. So I started doing it back to him. Happy Sunday, or Happy Thursday, or whatever, and we started doing back and forth to each other's walls, or we tagged each other's name on it, or whatever, and all of a sudden, I started only doing it on Saturday, really, but all of a sudden, people would, I'd forget to do it one week, and people would say, hey, where's my Happy Saturday? I'm like, oh shit, I made it a thing somehow. So big shout out to Andrew and Kelly. Hope y'all are great. I love yous. Try to think of other shout outs. Oh yeah, man. Shout out to my buddy Joel who had his 50th birthday, Mr. Joel. I got to see you the other day. Great to see you. Big shout out to Joel. Shout outs. I've shout out all my family pretty much in every other episode. I was trying to keep this one to friends. Yeah, shout out to John Zagorowski for being my dude, my ace, the guy. Big shout out to he. Big shout out to anybody who's trying to do the damn thing, trying to get right with their life. You know who you are, and I'll keep it. I'll keep it private, but man, I'm impressed by you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing the damn thing. I don't know, man. I'm gonna shout out to your mother, man. Shout out to your moms, because moms are the best. I love my mom. My mom rules. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to everybody's mom, because we wouldn't be here without them, man. And yeah, this definitely, and I think, I don't know, I think it might be just a thing. I was talking to my Uber driver last night. I was talking about his mom. I was like, this is something about the connection with a son and their mother. Maybe girls have it with their dads. I think maybe it could be just a thing like that. There could be a study on that. I don't know. But I definitely have that connection with my mom. Nothing against my dad. He's great. But me and my mom, that's my best friend. So, yeah. Shout out to your moms. Shout out to your dads, too. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to DDP. Shout out to DDP and Ddpyoga. Diamond Dallas Page. Bang. I'm feeling the bang today. I'm going to feel the bang today for the third day in 4 days. Dude, I could get down on my knees for the first time in months, baby. It didn't hurt. When I changed the sodas at work the other day, I had to get on my knees on the floor, and it didn't hurt, baby. Bang! All right, well, I think I had other shout-outs that are people I wanted to shout out to, but I didn't. Oh, yeah, man, shout out to Mr. John DeChico. You're doing the damn thing. You're feeling good. You're being positive. I love it. Yeah, man. Shout out to anybody out there listening to my shit. I love you. And I'm going to wrap this thing up, man. It's been real. It's been great. This is episode 5 of this. And I hope it's coming along good. I hope folks are enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week to come. And anybody out there struggling, just know that you can do this. You can own this. Every day, you wake up, when you're having your coffee, think about the things that you're grateful for. Think about the things that you love, and just put yourself in a place that is good, that you can push yourself through the rest of your day. Because times can be hard, and we can make boogeymen in our head. We can make things that otherwise seem that or otherwise small seem downright crippling, and your Uncle Boy's got your back, okay? Just know that, like, depression is a liar. Your anxiety's lying to you. You can do this, okay? I got your back. I got faith in you. I'm proud of you. All right? So I'm wrapping this up right now. You guys take care of yourself. Good night and God bless. All right? Uncle Boy, over and out.